Hi everyone, this is Mr. Van Kuren. I'd like to give you a quick overview here of easel.ly, a pretty awesome infographic creating tool that we can use here in School District of Waukesha to make really cool report out of statistics or research-based products for students. All right, first thing you need to do, boys and girls, is to register here. And here's my form of advice here. If I were you, I would, and I'm going to just use my daughter's student email address here, I would sign up with this with your student Gmail account. Here's why. This student Gmail account here is it's like your professional account, and so we're working on something for school. Sign up for an account with your school email. I think it's free. It's easy if you do it with your student Gmail account, and just sort of use that as your, or you can use it as your username if you want. Use it as your email. But that's how I would sign up if I were you. I already have an account, so I don't want to sign up. So I'm just going to log in here real quick. And my username here, I think it's my username. It'd be embarrassing if I forget. Look at that, I forgot. See, this is the problem with having so many accounts. Let's see what we got here. Oh, there we go. All right. So here is what I want you to do. When you get here, you'll see down here you have these public visuals. These are different sort of like templates that you can use. And look, if you want to try some of these out, go right ahead. Know that they will show up exactly as they look. And so if we just view this, we'll take a look at it. It is going to give you these different template blocks, okay? And that's fine if you want to do that. I think that the easiest way if you're going to create a unique project is to start fresh. Now, click on Start Fresh. What will happen is you'll get what they call their canvas, where you can start from scratch and clear the canvas. And so if we went here up to clear, if we want to clear the canvas, we click that, and all of a sudden we have a blank page to work with. Okay. Again, you can go back to, they call them these Veeams, and you can drag this onto the canvas. Okay, so let's say I wanted to use this. When I click and hold, pull and drag, let it go, give it a couple seconds, and then I've got it. Okay, so that's one way that you can do that, and then you can start editing this chart here. Let's start with clearing here, though. All right, so that's one thing you could do. You can go back to these Veeams, they call them, instead of themes, Veeams, and you can go through and see the ones that they have, and most certainly you could use them with your project. Okay, everything in easel.ly works with a click, drag, hold, and drop. Okay, so, and it's pretty self-explanatory. There's not a ton of stuff here for us to worry about. If we click on objects, this is going to give objects that you can use. And if you hover over choose category, you can go to these different categories and use them. And since it's a health class, let's see here. Here's one. Heart health. Now here's what you do. Click, hold, drag, and pull, and all of a sudden the heart is on your canvas, and you can work with that how you would like. When I click on the object, it allows me to make it bigger or smaller. I love this little guy up here. If you click and hold and drag that, you can turn him around, which is kind of fun. Okay. And this over here will give you a lot of the different things you can do. Okay, so let's see if we do this. It's going to let's go back and forth in terms of its capacity, which is pretty cool. Okay, so that's how you put in an object, and you most certainly can, if you click on object, put in just about any object that you would like, make it the size you would like, pull it over here. What's nice is these lines sometimes show up. You have this here, click this, and it'll go over or under. Okay, it'll double it up, which is kind of cool. So you click this and it'll copy it for you. Okay, we don't need so many of these, boys and girls, do we? So we'll get rid of this. Okay, we got two objects to play with here. Okay, again, you can play with some of these other things here. So those are the objects here, and you know, if you have icons here, there's two pages, so you can go left and right. You can go up and down here and find these different things, and you know, oops, click, hold, and drag, and drop, and it'll be there. This guy right here. All right. One thing that I like to do before I start working is click on this little guy here that says grid, And when I do that, it's going to give me a grid. Now what makes this difficult here is that it's going to give you all of this outside of the canvas. So let's get rid of that and let's see if we can, well, it's not going to let us do that. If you want the grid, you can. Usually it's just on the canvas, but for some reason, remember this is beta software, so it's not entirely finished. So use the grid if you'd like. I've used it before where it's just on the canvas. All right, backgrounds. Backgrounds will give you your color. Okay, so these give you all of the different options for your backgrounds if you would like. Okay, so if you like this, click, hold, drag, and drop, and your canvas will be made with that color in the background. I kind of like this guy right here. Maybe you're into hardwood floors, whatever you would like. Okay, that's really up to you. Okay, so that's the backgrounds. Again, pretty simple here to be able to use. This is green one here. Oh, that's nice. Okay, I think probably the biggest one you'll use is shapes. Okay, because the shapes will give you the different arrows that you want to be able to use here. Okay, or these circles, which are pretty nice. Okay, when you click on these circles, you can make them again big. When we go back to shapes, I think you'll probably use some of these arrows quite a bit. Okay, if you're going from one piece of information to the next. So when you click and drag these arrows and drop them, you want to be able to maneuver them, okay, and pull them out, okay, or make it bigger this way. All right. So that's the shapes. Again, it's not something that you probably aren't able to do. It's just a matter of exposing yourself. Text. This is a text. Ability to put text in what we have here. So if we click and drag and drop a title, you can double click to change the title. Here's something different. You're not going to change the text back here. You're going to change the text in this box. Okay, so if you have health presentation, that's what you have. Okay, and you can do different things like bold and italics, underline and shadow, right? You can change the color of your text. You can change the font of your text, and you most certainly can change the size of your text. Okay, and now I can click and drag and pull this over and do essentially what I want with it. Again, that's the title. If I want more of a body, I click and drag and pull that here, and it's gonna. You can pull this to make it bigger, and you would put in your information here. Okay, and again, if you have this corner here, you can, if I could grab it, it's not going to allow me to grab. Apparently you can only make big, not smaller. Okay, when I do that, you have your information. Now here's something that's pretty cool. Let's say you have some information, and this is only 12. If you make it down to 6, it's tiny. Okay, you can, if you have a bunch of tiny information that you're working with, you can zoom in to what you're working on. Okay, so if you click on this here and you zoom in, it's going to allow you, boy, this software is not working well today for me. You can zoom in on apparently just that corner. Okay, so you can put your information there. So that's text. Upload will allow you to upload a picture. So when I click on add files, if you're on your H drive, see if I can find a picture I can put in here for us. If I grab a north picture, it's over here. I drag and drop it over here, and I have my picture. So if you are image searching on Google, or you have an image that you have saved, you most certainly can put it in to your presentation. So those are the 4 things here up at the top that are pretty easy to work with: background, shapes, text, and upload. Adding a file to upload is much like adding a file in a Google Doc or in a PowerPoint. Here's something that you have to make sure you do. You have to save. At the top, when you click save, you have to name it. You see, I haven't named it yet, so I'm just going to name it Test Health. And when I click save, it will save it for me. Okay. If I want to go to the home screen, you leave the creation tool, or the canvas that they call it. So when you click leave, you're gone. And here are the different ones that I've done. You can click on it, and you're all of a sudden back into the area where you can manipulate it. Okay, so let's go back to the home screen. We'll leave this here. Last thing I want to show is if you click on the View Share. This is a really cool thing. If it's automatically defaults private, you can make it public, but you can view this in a web link. You can embed it into a Blackboard if you're a teacher or you have your own website, and you can download it as a JPEG. You can view it in a browser. So there's a lot of different ways for you to manipulate your end product here. All right, thanks for listening. If you have any questions, please let me know.